Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about russet potatoes and how to select and store your potatoes when you get them home. Now first of all, when you're out and you're shopping for potatoes, you want to bear in mind your intended use for the potatoes because not all potatoes are created equal. Russets are high starch potatoes and they make excellent baked potatoes, twice baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, and even French fries. You can add them to soups and stews and casseroles. But it's important to bear in mind that when they are well cooked, they do not hold their shape very well. So if you need a potato that you want to hold its shape, like if you've got big chunks that you're putting in a beef stew or something like that, and you want those potatoes to hold together, you can use russets, but you might also opt for another type of potato that will hold its shape better. It's your choice on which way you go with that, but you do want to bear that in mind when you're buying potatoes. When you're shopping for russet potatoes, look for ones that are firm and not spongy when you go to squeeze them. Avoid those that have eyes on them, the little growth that's starting, or dark spots, and that would indicate that they're on the older side. Now, if that's all you see and you're going to use them right away, well, then that may be your only option. But anyway, as a general rule of thumb, you want them to be as fresh as possible and not sprouting on you. If you are going to make French fries or something like that where the size of your cut of potato matters a lot to you so that they will all cook at about the same rate of time, then you might want to opt for potatoes that are roughly the same size. They're never going to be identical, but close in size, and that way your cuts, your slices, your chunks, your strips for French fries will be roughly the same size and they'll cook at about the same pace. Also, it's helpful to choose potatoes that are sold individually rather than the ones that are in the plastic bags. You can get a fair look at the ones that are in the plastic bags, but there always will be some that are hidden on the inside. You can't inspect them all, and if quality is going to matter a lot to you, which it should, and if you want to keep them for as long as possible, if you pay a little bit more and you buy them individually, you'll be able to inspect each potato before you pick it up and put it in your basket and know that it's as fresh as possible and not a bad one that's hidden deep inside the bag that you can't see. Also, when you're shopping for potatoes, watch for any ones that look greenish around the outside of them. That's a sign that they've been exposed to too much light and they've developed a chemical called solanine. And that solanine is actually toxic to humans, okay? Now, I'm not going to stand here and say it's going to kill you, although if you eat enough of it, it potentially could. A lot of people have eaten some potatoes with green on them and not noticed any issue whatsoever. So your reaction to it might be little to none, or it might be extreme, depending upon your personal body and how it reacts and how much of it you eat. So when you get your potatoes home, if you notice there's any green on there, you want to make sure you cut them off, cut the green part away and throw it away. It will not be destroyed in the cooking process. So if you can find potatoes that don't have any green on them, that's what you want to opt for when you are buying them. When you get your potatoes home, to keep them the longest time possible, you want to take them out of any plastic bags that you bought them in, and you want to put them in a dry, dark, cool place. One that will get some ventilation to it as well, preferably. The ideal temperature for storing potatoes is somewhere between 45 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of our homes are warmer than that. Many of our basements are warmer than that. So if that's all you can do is store them at your regular home temperature, that's fine. However, they will not keep as long for you as if you had them in the colder temperatures. Notice that that's above the refrigerator temperature, so Storing your potatoes in the refrigerator is not advisable. The starch in them will change to sugars, and it will alter the flavor of them for sure, and it may give them a flavor that you're not really expecting, and it may be undesirable to you. You also want to store your potatoes away from onions. Onions release gases that can cause the potatoes to spoil faster. So no potatoes and onions together. Also, I want to mention, if you have a lot of potatoes on hand and you want to preserve them in some way, I have extensive instructions on how to preserve potatoes, either freezing them or dehydrating them, on my complete article on potatoes, and that's on my blog site. So if you check out the link below in the description box, you'll find the link to my article on potatoes, Russet Potatoes 101, the basics, and you'll find complete instructions there on how to preserve potatoes in many, many ways, different size pieces, and so forth. Please do not attempt to freeze them raw, because that will lead to very undesirable consequences when you go to use them, and you'll wind up probably just throwing them away. Not a good thing to do. I do hope this helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. This is Judi at Judi in the Kitchen. Bye for now.